All right, welcome to Monday odds movement for UFC London. I'm going to jump right into all of these fights. I want to go through each one. This may be a little bit of a lengthier video. And then on the ones that there is value, I'm going to dive right in. So let's go with our first one on the board here. We have Cal Fernandez versus Guram Kutateladze. Might have got that right. Anyways, minus 450 for Kutateladze and a plus 350 for Cal Fernandez. So just taking a look at my betting metrics here, and we're going to flip over to it. Taking a look here, Cal Fernandez at plus 350. I have 2.5 suggested units. It's an implied probability of 22.2%. And I have a projected probability of 48% with a difference of 25.8% and an expected ROI of 116%. And I actually agree with this. Sometimes I take a look and it looks crazy. But in this circumstance, I have 2 units to win 6.5. That's at plus 325. So the line is going up. People love to bet Guram. Guram is very good. However, I think they're closer to 50-50. Guram has not necessarily done too much to show otherwise. And let's take a look here at Guram. In his last fight, he beats Jordan Vujicic, unanimous decision. He was a minus 181. Loses to Elvis Brenner as a minus 550. Got knocked out. Lost to Damir Ismagulov. Split decision. He was a plus 190. Damir is a very good fighter. He beats Mateusz Gamrot. That's a very high level split decision. So he's fought some very good fighters. If we take a look at Cal Fernandez, beats Muhammad Yahya, lost to Mark Diakase, beats Felipe Douglas. So that is where I would say probably the largest discrepancy is just who they have faced. But again, metrics showing this should be closer. He's 28 years old. So there's a lot of room for growth. If we take a look at Guram's age, he's 33. It's a good time. Obviously, 33 is a good age. But yeah, I do think that this line is overhyped. And so we are going to take the dog there. Most likely going to stick it at 2 units because it is such a large underdog. And, we've hit some of them and some of them we've lost on. But that's kind of how I'm going to go with it for the most part is when it's a massive underdog, why not just take the payout? If we take a look here again, it's going to pay 6.5 units. Maybe we get up to 3 if that line gets really out of control, but a nice little payout there of 6.5. Okay, next one here, Nathan Fletcher, lines move down from a minus 170 to a minus 135. Full disclosure, got him in a parlay with Marcin Tybura, who we'll talk about next. Tybura was at a minus 145. Fletcher was at a minus 170. To my surprise, both lines have gone the other way. So if you take a look here, we were about a minus 170 for weeks. Opened as an underdog. Some sharp money comes in here. Level. And then all of a sudden, people love Lundgren. I disagree. And more money will come in on Nathan Fletcher. But I'm going to wait because that's a pretty big swing. Let's see where that money comes in at. If I can get that down to a minus 110, obviously I'm betting it. I bet it at minus 135, but we're still early in the week. So holding there. Punja Tumar, not going to go too much into this, but I have value on this. Closer to 50-50 is what we should have against Sean O'Bannon. Nothing on Christian Leroy Duncan. I think he gets that win, and I think the numbers show that. Here's the next one, Marcin Tybura. This I do not understand one bit, which concerns me, but at the same time, opportunity to make money. Look at this line, minus 145. Big money comes in earlier today. We're Sunday night right now, so earlier on Sunday, money comes pouring in. He goes from the 145. At one point, it looks like he touched something. 115, maybe 115 is our lowest. Now, it looks like he did touch a plus 105 for a second. So a lot of money came in, bet back up. That's interesting there. I do think this is the lowest the line will get. But who knows? You just don't know. As we've been seeing in these past weeks, these markets are crazy. But I have Marcin Tybura. Let me show you guys. I have Marcin Tybura projected at 75%. His Glico 1, his WHR are higher. He's a wrestler and a striker, but he can wrestle. And the one that I'm specifically taking note of is this, and we're gonna dive into that. But take a look here. Marcin Tybura fights Janata Deniz. Slight favorite, minus 113. What happened? He gets on top of Deniz and just takes him out. Second round, TKO. That was not because he was standing there and striking with Deniz. He took him to the ground, got on top, and ground and pounded. His losses, Sergey Spivak, who's a solid fighter. They're both in that same range. They're right below the top. Tai Tuivasa, good win, loses to Tom Aspinall. But before that was getting wins against Blegai Ivoyanov, who is actually a decent fighter. Not great, but decent. Alexander Romanov, decent as a big underdog. And he's been an underdog in a lot of different roles. Alexander Volkov. So you can see here, lost to the best in the division. Is Mick Parkin the best in the division? Let's see who he's beat. So we go to Mick Parkin here, who, by the way, I like Mick Parkin, and I've made money on Mick Parkin. I made money on the Usman fight. There's a few other ones in here. I think Jamal Pogues, because I was on Parkin from the Contender Series. He was a plus 165. He kind of came out of nowhere, and he got that submission. I think I had him inside the distance. There was something crazy, some crazy bet I had on that and cashed in on. But then he goes Jamal Pogues, Cal Machado, Muhammad Usman, Lucas Bresky. Are you seeing a trend here? These guys are bottom of the barrel in the heavyweight division, and now he's fighting Marcin Tybura as almost even money. Make that make sense? I can't, so therefore I'm waiting, but probably not going to wait long. I have the parlay with him, so I'm a little. Otherwise, I would instantly 115. My two thoughts on it are this. First thought is add more on the parlay, because I also do like Nathan Fletcher here, suggesting 1.5 units, suggesting 2.5. I have 2 units on the parlay to win 3.3 something. So anyways, take my Marcin Tybura now, though. Minus 115 is an incredible line, 75%, 21 percentage points of value, expected ROI is 40%. Yeah, we're going to be all over this for sure. For sure. All right, next one that I do want to go over here, Jan Blachowicz, plus 235. Now, this one I can understand. Carlos Ulberg has just been an absolute wrecking ball. But the numbers don't say that this line should be Jan Blachowicz at a plus 235. I mean, do I need to go into his resume? Now, his only problem is he hasn't fought in a while. So there's ring rust potentially. It's a 3-round fight. Carlos Ulberg's on an absolute run. However, I don't care about any of that. Plus 235. Now, if this is even money, I have it capped about 55% Blachowicz, 45% Ulberg. And I will say I reviewed the breakdown from the analytics, and it does account for the fact that Blachowicz hasn't fought in a couple of years. The ring rust, the age at 41, it significantly lowered. If you just went off the metrics, Blachowicz should be the minus 275. So I think we just have an undervalued fighter here somehow, a guy who's been champion. And so I do have 3 units on Blachowicz to win 6.15. And that's at a combined of plus 205 because we got him at 190 earlier, and now we're at 235. So that is that. And I definitely like that bet. Here's the next one that I love, and we're just going to jump into it on the spreadsheet here. Leon Edwards, currently a plus 137. I have 3 units on him at a plus 126. This is, again, I have 70% chance of him winning against Sean Brady. To me, this is just an overreaction. And we will take a look. And I like to have a comparison here because it does kind of open your eyes a little bit to see, okay, why is Sean Brady getting all the love? It's in London too, in his backyard. Well, there's one reason. Sean Brady's lost once. Well, who did he lose to? It's a good question. We go down, and there it is. Favorite against Bilal Muhammad. He gets TKO'd in the second round. And who does he beat? He beats a welterweight, Kevin Gastelum, okay, by sub. And he beats Gilbert Burns. Okay, not terrible, but still an old Gilbert Burns, a minus 182 favorite. So here's what I see in this, right? Leon Edwards and Gilbert Burns are almost the same level of underdog. What has changed? Well, simple what's changed. Leon Edwards loses as a minus 260. So the betting odds said, yes, Leon Edwards minus 260 against Bilal Muhammad. That is a fair betting line. That is good. We like that. He should be that much of a favorite. Oh, he lost? Well, now against the guy that Bilal Muhammad beat in England, he's a 137 now. He's a plus 137. And to me, I've never seen a sport. See, football, it's a sharp market because they put all of this into their betting lines. They know when there's an overreaction. They know when there's a travel spot. All the sharps know. To me, nobody has gotten into that yet in UFC betting. Sean Brady, different time zone, flying to England, backyard of Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards, minus 260 in his last fight. Before that, a minus 163, won it. Was a plus 225 against Usman, won it. Was a plus 315 against Usman, won it. Obviously beat Nate Diaz. So, Rafael Dos Anjos, Gunnar Nelson, Donna. So, there you go. We come up here, lose to Bilal Muhammad, and now we are getting a discount. So, give me that all day. Give me Leon Edwards. I have 3 units. I may have more units on him. I'm giving him a 70% chance. I think he's going to be ready for this fight. I think he knows how to beat Brady, and I don't think Brady's going to be able to wrestle him. He's going to have to trade just like he did with Bilal, and that didn't work out well. So give me Leon Edwards here. And I'm going to put more on him, especially because I'm getting this plus 137. I took this last week when it came out because I had him projected 70%, and I said, if you're giving me an underdog line, I'm taking it. So there you go. That's the action on Edwards. 3 units. So we already got 8 units, and we're just getting started. All right, next one here. Chris Duncan, currently at a plus 285. I put 2 units down on him at a plus combined score of plus 292.5. That line has moved from plus 310 down to plus 275, now at a plus 285. 2 units to win 5.85. And why do I have that? Well, let's first take a look here. 45% is the chance I'm giving him. His implied probability is 26% at a plus 285. The difference in that is 19 percentage points with a 73% ROI projection. And again, I want to take a look at this. So I think this is strictly because it's Jordan Vucenic, the epidemic. He's the epidemic. So this guy is solid. Looks pretty good, actually. Loses in his last fight, but it was against Guram. People were very surprised that he could hang with him, and I think that's what's giving him this little boost up here. Who'd he beat before that? That's what we got to find out. And here we go. Adrian Kepa. He was a minus 2,200. It's a big favorite. Simone Diana, minus 900. Bryce Pacaud, who's a minus 1,500. I don't know who these guys are, and they may be really good. He lost to Paul Hughes, and he was a dog in that one. And we take a look at what Paul Hughes is doing. He's doing a lot. So he should have been a dog in that. Paul Hughes is very good. We saw him against Usman Nurmagomedov. So that is a very solid loss. It did come 2 years ago. It's not too long ago. Again, a decision. So hard guy to get out of there. But hasn't beaten anyone. So again, should he win? 55% of the time, he should beat Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan is a solid fighter. Not great, solid. Upset win against Bojioki. Lost to Manuel Torres, who does have that crazy power. Beats Yanal Ashmouz, beats Omar Morales, beats Charlie Campbell. And that was Contender Series. Lost to Slava Claus. So he's right in there. He's a gamer. He's a battler. It's the guy you want to have a big underdog play on. And so 2 units, nice little sizing there for Chris Duncan. Probably going to keep it at 2 units. Recommended as 2 units. And we are looking at a 5.85 unit payout. So we're going to ride with that. 2 units on Chris Duncan. Not my strongest, that's for sure a winner. But enough value to say that's for sure a bet. Nathan Fletcher, we went over. Line went down to minus 135. I have him as a 65% chance of winning. 7.6 percentage points of value on the line. He is already in that parlay. Thinking about adding more, but we're going to keep it there for now. But know that he's in a parlay, which I have down here. Where is he? There it is. At plus 168 with Tybura. 2 units to win 3.7. But obviously didn't get the best line there, so I want to get more in on him. Punja Tumar, I mentioned that. Plus 156 would be a good bet. Might have a unit on that at some point. Kevin Holland. I have him at a plus 118. I put 2.5 units to win 2.95, and I'll tell you why. This is why I like Kevin Holland in this spot. And it all has to do with the weight class. First of all, look at his reach. It's an 81-inch reach. He's 6'3". Now, in the middleweight, I fade him every time. I had DeRitter cashed. I had DeRitter submission, which was like plus 300, inexcusably. That cashed easy. Roman Delice, nothing on that one, but he got TKO'd. Olean Jacek, he beats him. That was a middleweight, so he did win a middleweight there. But we go all the way down to Jack Della Maddalena. That's the last time he's fought at middleweight, right here. Loses a split decision. That is a very good fighter to lose a split decision to. Beats Michael Chiesa, beats Santiago Ponzinibbio. Loses Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, where, if you remember, he said, I won't wrestle you. We're just going to strike. Okay, cool. Smart. Well, got KO'd. Never said he was the brightest guy. And that's probably why I'm not putting more on him, to be honest, because I will say this, though. He's going to strike, because Gunnar Nelson is a beast on the ground. If we take a look, he's the man down there. And he's got decent striking. But look at who he's beat. Brian Barberena, Takashi Saito a year ago. 2 years ago. Sorry. It's going to be 2 years ago that he fought Brian Barberena as a minus 345. Beats Takashi Saito in a decision, lost to Gilbert Burns, lost to Leon Edwards. And that was 2019. The guy never fights. So, yeah, welterweight Kevin Holland all day. Give me that plus 118. And currently sitting at a plus 115. I'd get it now. Money's going to come in on Kevin Holland, in my opinion, because no one even knows who Gunnar Nelson is. So there you go on that one. Honorable mentions. We have Nathaniel Wood. Most likely we'll get a unit on him. Like him at plus 145. Take a look at the spreadsheet here. 145 gives us, we're giving him a 51% chance of winning. So we're getting about blackjack on it. 10 percentage points of value, 25% ROI. Recommended bet size, 1.5 units on Nathaniel Wood. I haven't looked into this fight as much. I know a little bit about Morgan Charriere. Let's just go through it together then. Charriere beats Gabriel Miranda as a minus 550. Good job. Loses to Jose Mariscal as a slight favorite. Loses a split decision, so I'm not going to get too into that. And Mariscal has been on a run. Look at this. Pop, 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 pop. So good fighter there. Loses a split decision to him. Beat some guys not so good. And so then we get into Nathaniel Wood. And Nathaniel Wood, the prospect, has really fought a lot of good fighters. Beats Daniel Pineda as a big favorite. But then, before that, Nemavov. And Nemavov has been fighting well. He had that decision against Con Ofli. Felipe Lima, tough one, lost to. But really was stringing off a lot of wins. So if we take a look, He was pretty good, but Wood was a big favorite in that fight. Andre Fili was a big favorite, got the win. Charles Jourdain, who's looking really good, who's slight dog, got the win. Charles Rosa. To me, there's a bounce back spot for Nathaniel Wood. I mean, he bounced back against Pineda, but now he's against Charrier. He's going to have the home crowd advantage. Charrier is from France, I want to say. Yep, but he has fought in the Cage Warriors. So give me Nathaniel Wood here. I think he's smart enough to get that win, and for sure, I'm going to have a unit on it. Maybe more though. So we'll wait and see on that, on where that takes us. Who is left? Chris Padilla. I already have a unit at plus 110. Not a tremendous amount of confidence, to be honest. What do we have this? Why do we have this at? Let's see. 59% chance of winning. And, that's... You try to get as close as you can with the metrics, but there you go. Let's take a look at... I'm actually interested in... Where's Padilla? There he is. If we take a look at their ratings, so Jai Herbert's got a higher WHR. Chris Padilla, because of his recent success, got a higher Glico 1. Will that come back to earth? Maybe. We'll see. I honestly don't see a ton of value. But if you have to decide between the two, it's leaning Chris Padilla. Maybe take a little stab on him. But Jai Herbert's not bad. Let's take a look at his recent. Jai Herbert's recent fights. Not a bad fighter in Rolando Bedoya. Lose to Faraz Sahim. Expected a draw against Ludovic Klein. Kyle Nelson gets the win. Lose to Taboria. Obviously beats Kamaworthy. Lose to Mancado. Losing to the best guys in the division. Beating some of the less skilled. I think it's probably a 50-50 coin flip. And so, if you want to get action, might as well take the little bit of plus money. Although it is home court for Jai Herbert, so we'll see where that goes. Anything else left on the card? Not right now. So let me just give you, because this is mainly what I want to help everyone with, is I want everyone to have this. So this is what I'm going to be orbiting around these bets here. So Cal Fernandez, I already have the 2 units on him at the plus 325. Marcin Tybura is going to get a lot of action. I mean, I really should just put 2 units on it now, but I already have that parlay, but he's going to get more. I mean, this is one of my biggest plays of the night. I have him projected at 75%. So that minus 115 is a great line. Take it. Jan Blachowicz, 3 units to win 6.15 at plus 205. I'm giving him a 55% chance of winning the fight. Leon Edwards, 3 units to win 3.8. And that is, again, plus 126. And again, have him 70% chance of winning. And he's an underdog. And he was just champion in his last fight. So go figure. Chris Duncan. Now, I will say actually one thing on that. One guy probably is hungrier than the other guy. Maybe. But we'll see where Leon's mental is. I mean, this could be a spot where we start fading him from here on out. Or the numbers could prove out and he could cash it. So either way, I go with my numbers. Chris Duncan, 2 units to win 5.85. Punja Tumar, worth a bet, definitely, if you want to have some action on the female MMA. I normally would. I might. We'll see. Kevin Holland, 2.5 units to win 2.95. Nathaniel Wood will have a unit at some point very soon. Chris Padilla, 1 unit to win 1.1 units at plus 110. That's all I got. So the ones I'm going to add in, Nathaniel Wood, Punja, potentially, Nathan Fletcher, potentially, and for sure, Marcin Tybura. Otherwise, we got a massive card here. So there you go, guys. Check out, the midweek. All right, guys. So check me out midweek. We're going to be going over where these lines have moved. Get your bets in early. Some of these bets I placed last week, I'm going to start getting ahead on cards. And I'm going to start, like Mexico is after this, I'm going to try to get that out before the fight on Saturday, at least my leans. Because I already have a bet on Costa at a plus 190. Line's already bet down to a plus 150. So let's get in early. Let's get in fast. Let's get in heavy. And I'll see you at the window.